Hello, I am Fowl Gaming and welcome to the Coop and episode number 4 of Coop Corner Chat. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for joining me. So I'd like to say a massive thank you to everyone that supported this video series so far, and we're now going into episode 4 with our very first suggestion from the comment section. So a massive thank you to Chili Newt Newt for the suggestion here of can having fun in video games be considered toxic? So here's what Chili says. My reason behind this is because me and a few friends were playing Dead by Daylight yesterday, and it was possibly the most fun I've had in a while. We were playing super altruistic, like flashlight saving, etc., but weren't really doing any gens. We were more focused on getting each other off the hooks. And especially in the current DVD matchmaking, we were getting fairly baby killers, but we still continued and it was super fun. But could this be considered toxic, as we weren't playing the game? It was just frustrating the killer. Love your videos. Thank you so much, Chili Newt Newt. As you are someone who has managed to comment a suggestion that's made it to a video, you'll get 1,000 foul eggs next time you log into Twitch. Thank you so much, Chili. Okay, so getting straight into it then, I'm going to mention that all of my opinions in this video are going to be based on Dead by Daylight for 2 reasons. 1, it's the main game I play right now, so that's where I have most experience. And 2, that's where the actual, this is where Chili has brought the topic from. So we're going to be referring this topic against Dead by Daylight. However, it's a topic that could go against any game. So I'd really, really like it if when we talk about this topic, you guys see similar types of gameplay in other games, then I would love to hear in the comments of things that you have seen. So firstly, let's talk about a quick recap of what is toxic behavior in gaming. So my personal definition of toxic behavior in gaming is completing or doing an action within the game that has no benefit to the actual game itself, but is purely intentional to frustrate or annoy or tilt the other player on the other side of the world. So that's what I would consider toxic. So looking at the brief idea of what Chili has mentioned here, you know, flashlight saves, going for hooks, and not doing gens. To me, that sounds like it's actually being beneficial to the killer. Although it might potentially be frustrating with flashlight saves, to me, on the forefront of it, it doesn't look like it's toxic. But let's go into it a little bit deeper. Let's firstly talk about who could this be toxic to. Now, firstly, what Chili did not mention there is whether he was a full stack of Survivor friends. Now, for those who know in Dead by Daylight, you can have 3 friends and yourself to make 4 people play together when you're playing Survivor. Now, if let's say it was Chili, a friend, another friend, and a random survivor, it could potentially be toxic to that random survivor. And here's why. That other survivor might have come in desperately wanting to try and win the game. And although Chili and their friends going for hooks and flashlight saves sounds like a good thing, if that's all they are doing, if they're not even touching a generator, then the game is pretty much over. And you could say they're trolling or being toxic. Now, is that being toxic though? Because Chili and his friends wouldn't be doing it to annoy the other survivor. There's not the intention there. However, it is unintentionally ruining that other person's game. So you could say they're being unintentionally toxic, and therefore they should know that that behavior could be toxic and not do it. But then again, a random survivor might also actually be playing the game just for a bit of fun. They might see the actions that Chili and their friends are doing and decide to join in and find it's quite funny. So it also kind of depends on the target audience. Let's talk about the killer for a second. So it could be quite frustrating for the killer to constantly get flashlight saved and for them to kill it, for the survivors just to be messing around. Ultimately, I see it as more as a positive to the killer, because surely if you're not doing generators, then you're gonna just die eventually. And correct me if I'm wrong, Chili, in the comments, but most of the games that you've played like that, I wouldn't be surprised if the killer just ended up getting a 4K. Now, if you manage to do that against a baby killer, and then still do gens and get out, then again, could be considered toxic, but then again, you were doing it to have fun. So, again, the killers could also see the funny side. You know, the killers might just see you memeing about and have a bit of fun with it. They might even think you're trying to farm. So it kind of goes both ways depending on the person you're playing with. But the answer to this debate really depends on, are we saying that it's toxic just to have fun in a competitive game? That's what it really boils down to. Are we saying that it is toxic to have fun in a game? Really think about that. Games are designed for entertainment, for fun. If you turned around and said to people, you can't, you know, if you're not playing the game competitively, if you're not tryharding, you're being toxic, then are we even playing games at all? Or are we actually playing sport? You know, if you're playing in an esports league and you're doing that, then maybe that is toxic. But games are supposed to be fun. So you could argue the debate of if you're just having fun, if it's going to frustrate someone on the other side, if you're genuinely having fun and you're doing it just for you want to have fun, that might not actually be toxic. It's really, really thin line to cross, and I can see why you brought this up, Chili. So the key question that I'm going to kind of start to finish up here on is, it comes back to my original point. If what you're doing has no benefit to the game and is intending to frustrate someone, then yes, it's toxic. However, Chili, going directly to your scenario, what you were doing was having fun with your friends. You weren't doing it to be toxic to the killer. You were doing it because you and your friends just wanted to have a laugh. Now, I will not disagree that the killers that you were playing against might have found it a bit toxic, might have been frustrated. However, I don't think that your gameplay was toxic because you were contributing towards the game. You were still playing the game. I mean, I say as it's intended, but there's no real way that it's intended. And you were just trying to have a laugh. You weren't trying to be toxic to anyone. Just briefly, before I wrap up this topic, another great example of this is actually, I know that a couple of my friends in the community, I won't mention their names just in case they don't want me to, but I know that they regularly play a head-on build. Now, head-on, you instantly think, whoa, Charlie, that's toxic. And what they used to do is they would, on voice comms, time it so that they could loop the killer and take it in turns of who's using head-on. And they would always take the killer's attention to do this. Now, you could turn around and say, well, that's toxic. They're just trying to annoy the killer. Maybe. But actually, they were probably doing it because it meant that they could continually loop the killer and they could distract the killer for long enough that the other survivors could get the gens. So again, is that toxic? Well, no, they're contributing towards the goal of distracting the killer so that you can, other people can do gens, and they're using the perks in the game as they're intended to be. It's a thin line to walk on, but my ultimate answer is no. What you did, Chili, is not toxic because you were contributing towards the game still, and you were not doing it with intention to be toxic towards the killer. Well, I hope that's answered your question, Chili, and I hope that that has been an interesting topic for you guys to talk about. If you have any different opinions on what I've said, I'd love to hear down in the comments what you guys think. Also, if you have any ideas for me to talk about on Coop Corner Chat, anything that's controversial, whether it's in DBD or another game, or whether it's just maybe an interesting question or topic you'd like to hear my opinion on, then chuck it down in the comments. If I choose your comment to be a Coop Corner Chat video, then you'll get 1,000 foul eggs in my Twitch stream, and also my thank you. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next one. I'm Foul Play Gaming. See you later.